Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So let's start off with the Finn and Alexis scene. I enjoyed the scene. I did. It's first of all they are giving Finn such a good story and so many good scenes because throughout most of the time on the show, Finn has came across as a boring character except when he was involved with the whole Peter thing. And although this story is pretty sad, they're actually giving him some really good scenes. So, if nothing else Gregory has given us, because let's be honest, they mismanaged his character from the beginning, they're finally giving Finn some good stuff. Um, so yeah, Alexis comes over and she wants to sit there and check on Violet and, just really give him that tough love, because Alexis is not the type of person that pulls punches. Don't get me wrong, she's not just going to flat out just be angry with you or insult you or judge you or anything like that, but she will call it like she sees it. And she realizes after a few minutes of talking, she's like, you know what, this is not getting us anywhere. There is one point where they are talking and Finn is getting super defensive and he talks about Violet and this, that, and the third. And she's like, well, what happens if Violet was not there listening the whole time? What would you sit there and say to her then? And he gets scared and he turns around. She's like, I made you look. But for me, I felt like that scene was important because there is still a part of him that is not completely lost. That actually cares about what his daughter thinks of him. Um, but she realizes she's like, you're not going to sit there and hear any of this stuff, any of the tough love, any of the stuff I'm sitting there saying until you hit rock bottom. Now, if this was just him, whatever. And of course, Finn talks about how drinking is his problem. It's the pills and everything, and pretty much brings up the fact that you're not qualified to really um help me or say anything because again, my problem is alcohol. That's your problem. And I think Alexis says something to the degree of the difference between me and you. When I was hitting rock bottom, my girls are adults. We're not in the same boat. But she leaves. She tears up. She leaves because she's like, this isn't getting anywhere. And the more that we talk, the more he's going to raise his voice, and the sooner that little girl's going to wake up. So she did her part. And honestly, to tell you the truth, that's the only thing that she can do. Now Liz is staring into space, and Portia's getting ready to go to the party. Sees Liz and everything, and she's like, "Oh, just let you know, Finn, cut his bereavement short or whatever. He's going to be back tomorrow." And at that point, Liz was like, "Yeah, we got to talk." She was like, "We got to talk," and she tells her everything that he is hitting the bottle nonstop. It's going to affect his patients. It's already affecting his parenting. Him breaking promises with Violet because he's too hungover to actually go to a simple pool date is a problem. And Portia's like, all right, last time you told me as a friend, so this time we got to make this official. And she does the right thing. She does the right thing. I've been harsh on Liz for a hot minute, but when it comes towards him seeing patients and stuff like that, yeah, no, she totally did the right thing. And I know that she didn't want to sit there and jeopardize his job, but she don't want to sit there and jeopardize somebody else's life. And I think that's way more important. So, and she also talks about how she broke up with him. I don't really understand why that was important. I understand why she did what she did. I understand why she broke up with him, but I don't understand why she felt the need to sit there and tell her that. You know. Um, the rest of this episode, I mean, there's a point. I don't know. I don't know if Gio was kind of like a last minute character that they had to sit there and just kind of just get through because I feel like in this episode they really shoehorned him in. Like there was no reason why he was on today. Right? Brooklyn coming over there being like, oh, he's such an amazing musician and this, that, and third. He's a really good person, yada, 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 and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, Brooklyn, we get it. And she just kept going for like another 2 minutes and looking at my phone like, is she done yet? But she does sit there and say that pretty much his parents died. So he got raised by, they just kind of just took him in. I don't know if he's somebody's foster kid or something like that, but um, again, it was just one of those things where it's like if he wasn't on the episode that day, I don't think that this episode would have really missed the beat. Now Drew is there doing this thing to help Nina out, as far as Nina didn't know that it was your birthday. Can she stay? And Willow's like, yeah, walks over there and invites her to stay. Um, Carly was just like, "What are you doing? Why are you sitting there trying to do anything nice for her? Like after everything that she did to us, you want to sit there and try to be nice to her?" But Drew's like, "This is business." She does good at Crimson. Um, so she's making me money and stuff like that. And if I can, also the whole congressman thing. So if I could sit there and help her out, that's fine. And Carla's like, just don't force it or whatever. Like, no, I'm not gonna force her. I'm not gonna manipulate her or anything like that. I'm like, you kind of are in some ways. I mean, to a degree, he is. It's not like he's lying to her or anything like that, but like this, to some extent, he's semi manipulating her. I will sit there and say. There's a point where Carly realizes that Nina's staying, and Carly's asking Michael, what are your thoughts on it? Like, are you upset about this? Are you this about this? Are you that about it? And I'm kind of just like, why does Michael's opinion matter? To some extent, why does his opinion matter? If Willow wants her to stay, it's her birthday party. She wants her to stay, then she's staying. Why are we doing this whole exposition about what Michael feels about the situation? Even Michael was like, listen, I've learned from before, I'm just gonna stay out of it. If she wants to have a relationship with her, I don't rock with her. I don't like her energy, her vibes, but if she wants to rock with her, you do you. You're a grown ass woman pretty much. Um so now Drew does tell Michael and Curtis that he's running for congressman and he's like, all this stuff is gonna be on y'all's shoulders. Nina agreed to help Curtis with the marketing. Michael's gonna help with, I don't know exactly what Michael does, but he's going to help somehow. Now, at some point, after Cody, gives his condolences to Chase about Gregory, meets back up with Sasha, and it's like, after talking to Chase about his dad and how much time he had, I don't want to sit there and waste any more time that I can wind up having with my father. And Sasha's like, if you're thinking about this, you already know what to do. You knew what to do for a while, but there was a couple of factors. One, let's be honest, the actor wasn't back yet. Two, there's that whole pesky legal thing that he's gonna have to sit there and deal with that may wind up landing him in jail and possibly wind up landing Sasha in jail as well. So there's that. Because she did tamper with, with that whole DNA test as well. Um, Portia eventually does get there, and while she's happy that Curtis is making his own hours and being his own boss and stuff like that, she's kind of, and she supports Drew, but she's also like, this dude did kind of like leave you in a lurch as far as like him just running off, and you have to handle this whole thing semi by yourself. But he's not really by himself when you stop to think about it. Like, he has Nina to sit there and do marketing. He has Michael to sit there and help out. So I don't understand, what is he actually alone in as far as doing. And then towards the end, after Willow blows out the candles and says a speech or whatever, she hands it off to Drew for some odd reason, so he can sit there and tell everyone that he's running for congressman. And he's also changing his last name because the Qs carry more weight with their name. But I think that's about it. The pool scene was just kind of all over the place. Like, even in the beginning, you had more exposition with Josh and Gio and everything like that. That didn't really seem like it went that far. You know, Gio just talking about how Willow's nice, but he doesn't really know Willow. He also doesn't really know a lot of other people. And again, it's just one of those things where it's like, how the hell are you here? I mean, yes, they gave a reason why, because Lois doesn't want Gio to be alone and stuff like that, meet new people and meet new friends and stuff. So I get the reason why he's there, but I'm also just like, you didn't need to be there. I don't know. I guess I'm just waiting for him to actually have a little bit more value, have a little bit more reason of why he's actually there. Like, okay, during the wedding, he was there to sit there and play music. Okay, fine, cool. We know that despite some people's objections, he is going to be Trina's love interest because for some odd reason, apparently Trina can't actually have a storyline if it's not entailed with somebody else, but whatever. Um, so he's going to be an integral part of that. But until we get there, I feel like we're going to have more scenes where he's just kind of shoehorned in just to be like, oh yeah, it's Gio. You know Gio, right? He's that guy that plays music and it's just in scenes where it's very questionable if he needs to be there. You see how sarcastic I'm being? I mean, I don't have anything against Gio. I really don't. I just need them to make him matter more. I don't know. When I started watching these shows, they would sit there and have people come in, like even Patrick Drake. He came in for a specific reason. It's like he came there to save Jason's life, and so on and so forth. Um, and then you have people like Gio that just kind of just shoehorn in for a specific reason, an unfortunate reason, but until then, they just have them in scenes where it's like, why are you here for again? I don't know. I feel like that's about it. I can't think of anything else. This episode was part substance, part filler, a lot of filler. Um, anyway, if I missed anything, write it down in the comment section below, or better yet, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, Young and Restless. With that being said, I'm going to go. I will see you in the next video.